Hi guys, we live. Sorry for the late coming. Yeah, sorry about that. But we're here. That's what is important. So with me here, I have my guest, Frida, the Tate family. Please welcome to my life. How are you today?
We're doing good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like I mentioned today, I mentioned that we're going to have some stories. So today we having the Tate family who's going to tell us about their journey on how they started their family and now it's a big family. So
Yes.
uh, it's a big happy family.
Yeah.
So we want to learn. We want to hear from you. We want to get some inspirations as to how to gain or to have that beautiful family. So, before we get into it, I would like you to introduce yourself to everybody watching and
Hello, viewers. Thank you. Thank you so very much for joining our live. So I am so excited to tell, my story. I love to talk about my journey. So my name is Frida, and I am originally from Zambia, but I live in Canada as of now. This is where I'm living with my family. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And should you have any questions at any points during my live, please go ahead. Feel free to ask the questions. But let me just put this out as a disclaimer. It has to be
yeah,
with reason because
yeah,
it's
you
not
did.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Guys, it has to be within context, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, so thank you so much. I know we are late already and it's been some time, so we have to get into it. So,
Yeah.
online
Do
dating,
it.
what is it? What is it to you and how did you do you interpret it? Is it know that is something that you did? What prompted you to do it?
Okay, like where do I start? Where do I start? Earlier on in my life when I was younger, uh this is okay. This is not throwing shit, and just a disclaimer, this is not looking down on different races and different whatever, but
Mhm.
I am just talking from my own perspective, from my own
Yeah.
experience, and from my own preference, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
early on in my life, I knew what I wanted, and what
Yes.
I wanted was to get married to a Caucasian man.
Yeah.
And so, uh, if it seems superficial to you, please just bear in mind that it's my preference. Like this,
Yeah, it is. And actually, there are people that just want that. Like, I do have
yeah,
friends that they just don't want a black person.
yes,
And at some point, me as well, I was like, oh, no, I don't want a white person. So
yeah,
it's
oh yeah,
according, and then they called me, oh, you're racist. I said, no, 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 I'm not a racist. It's
yeah,
my preference. So it
yeah,
is your preference as well.
yeah,
So
def-
everybody has a preference. You
yes,
don't have to do this because my friend is doing this. So if you go for something that you like, something that you've always wanted, I think it's even when you get it, you keep it because you know that this is what I've
yeah,
been wanting. So
exactly,
please, yeah.
exactly,
So, mhm,
yes. And so earlier on in my life, this is
mhm,
exactly what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. And, just like anything, you may be starting a business, you may be thinking about a business. You have to channel your energy in that business, in that idea of a business. And that's exactly what I did.
mhm.
Look, let me just throw this out. I was born and bred in Zambia, but guess what? I have never dated a black brother because to me, a black brother, that's all it is. He's a handsome black brother, and I love them. I love them, but I look at them as my brothers. And so my preference was for a Caucasian, and that's what I worked on. And I was like, okay, this is it. This is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. And so I never lost my focus. My focus was here. I was never attracted by things that are happening here because
Mm-hmm.
my focus was here. I was focused on the goal. And
Yes.
therefore, I just went with my focus, and that's what I did. And I got what I wanted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yes, so tell us a little bit about the process. You channeling your energy in the right direction. So what direction did you take?
Yeah. So if you are not yet following my page, go ahead and follow my page, because on this page you can ask all the questions, and you will hear the stories of, like, even sometimes I'm free to talk about my dating journey.
Yeah.
I Even my first boyfriend was white. My second boyfriend was white. Even, yeah, and this one that I'm married to is white.
Yeah.
Therefore, yeah. So you will hear
Yeah.
like where my focus was. Yeah. And so that's
Yeah. So,
for it. Uh for the first, guys, it did not work out the way I envisioned, the way I thought it would. But that did not deter me from focusing on what I wanted. I wanted
mhm.
this, and that's what I did. So
Yeah.
I could have met anybody else
Yeah.
that I was, like, locally, because
Yeah.
at the time I was living in Zambia, right?
Yes.
I could have gotten anybody that I wanted. Look at
Yes.
me, I'm pretty, right? I am beautiful.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But anyways, my focus. Okay, so I just want to say, to give an encouragement to the young ones that are watching, to the single ones that are watching, that, look, if you are serious about what you want and you
Mm-hmm.
focus on what you want, you can get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I decided that, because I was so tired, I had all these people that would approach me, like, the other race,
Yeah.
the Caucasians. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was just so tired of the recycled, because Lusaka, I know it might be a big city
City.
in
Yeah.
Zambia, but
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, when it comes to dating, it's not, because everyone knows everyone, if you see what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you find that, okay, you were talking to this person,
They say, do
and
you hear what
someone,
they say? They say Lusaka is not for relationships, it's for business.
I know, yeah, definitely, definitely, I believe that. I believe that, because the thing is, you might be talking to this one person, and then
Close the door, close. I'm sorry.
and,
I
and
came to the
then
laundry room before to these boys. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then this person just comes from nowhere and says, "Oh, so you know that person? That person actually dated my aunt, dated my
Yeah.
cousin." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Really? Yeah, yeah."
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I was like, "Okay, I can't, I can't, I
I
can't."
have to make a plan.
Yeah. Therefore, I went online.
Mm-hmm.
Even when online was not a like a common thing in Zambia at the time. Remember, I've been married for 20 years. And
Yeah.
so we are talking about 20 years ago.
No,
So
it wasn't common at
no,
all. It wasn't
no,
because even
no,
now there's a lot of like I was saying the other day, there's a lot of misconceptions. So a lot of people are even failing to come up because
yeah,
we're still not there yet. Yeah.
it's still
So yeah.
concept. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I did not have examples like you guys have. I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
you a story. I
Mm-hmm.
never had no examples like this.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually basically I was on my own. Like whatever I did, it was on my own. And
Yes.
I had to learn everything on my own because
Yes.
I didn't have anybody to teach me and coach me, anybody to talk to about this. And uh, along the way, as I tell you the story, you find you'll find something that's so funny that I came across. So, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
remind you. When I get to that point, I will remind you. So,
Okay.
I met quite a few people on there, and so uh, and actually, most of them had good jobs. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I met an engineer from Sweden. I
Mm-hmm.
met an engineer from New York,
Yeah.
and I met uh, uh, like two guys from Australia, and I met my husband who's a dentist. Yeah. So I decided I, I did not hide when he was talking to me. He was like, "Oh, okay. Like, have you met anyone like on this side?" I told him the truth, the honest truth. I said, "Yes, for sure. I have met some people online, like on this side." And I haven't made my decision. I haven't decided as to who I am going to get married to. So
Mm-hmm.
whoever comes, flies all the way to Zambia to see me, that's
Mm-hmm.
who I like all of you. That's who I am going to get married to. And
And I
then
like that. I like that. You know what? Let me say something about that.
mhm,
Because there's a time when somebody becomes like these people that are searching, yeah. There
yeah,
comes a time where they don't even want to negotiate at some point,
yeah,
thinking that, oh, maybe if I let this person go, I'll is the only person. No, do not devalue yourself. Like
mhm.
you have
Do not
to
sell
make
yourself short.
yes, you don't. So you have to stand your ground. This is me. This is what I believe in, and this is what. So, like when you said, if you are serious, you have to fly and come see me right here.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a demand, and it's something that struck me to say people just don't say, okay, this person has made me. Oh, here I am. Maybe if I lose this person, I won't see another one again. Yeah. So
yeah,
please go ahead again.
yeah. So keep in mind that I met this person who is now my husband. I met him like maybe uh like maybe 2 weeks after joining, and then we chatted for 3 weeks, 3 months, three or so months, and then he decided that he wanted to come and see me. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So he came over. He
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw me. Remember, actually, I want to mention this to you.
Yeah.
You see the ring that I'm wearing. My
Mm-hmm.
husband did not propose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
interesting. Please tell us about that. Yeah.
yeah. My husband did not propose. Over
Mm-hmm.
the 3 months when we were talking,
Uh-huh.
like in those 3 months as we were chatting, he said like, okay, I would really love to get married to you. Like he
Uh-huh.
hadn't even met me,
Yeah.
and yeah, like, so how many kids would you like to have, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, I just remember I was 20 years old at the time. I was 20 years old. So I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. A 20-year-old is me is just
There's
thinking, oh,
that. Yeah.
like, we are just playing and blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, he came over. I remember he arrived on March 27th. 2004. And then from there, he was like, after a few days, he's like, okay, wants to meet your parents. My parents at this time, my dad was alive. Yeah, they were living in Kitwe. I was living in Lusaka because that's where I was working.
Okay.
And so we started like the tour, like in Zambia. So I took him to Mfuwe, I took him to Victoria Falls, I took him to Siavonga, all those good nice
And
places.
I would like to mention this. You were only 20 years old. Yeah?
Yes.
Like at 20, a lot of young ones don't know what they want at 20, especially back home. At 20, a lot of young ones think, oh, I have a lot of time ahead of me. I'll meet somebody later. So let me just, play around, and maybe a serious man will catch me later. Like a 20-year-old most times may not think of the way you were, like may not have a mindset as yours. I'm not excluding myself. I didn't think like that at 20 when I was 20 years old.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Because and this is this is what I always love to say to 20-year-olds who think that they have their youth, they have their youth, they have all these years ahead of them. Like if you are going to meet someone, meet them when you are at your prime, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I did.
Because at that point, you're gonna meet the right person. Because if you meet somebody when you are at a rushing phase, it's most likely that you get a wrong person because you just want whatever comes your way.
Because you are racing after time. You are racing against time, and out of your desperation, you are just going to take anything.
Exactly. That's why it's very good. Like if you are young and listening or watching, and just take this advice. Like, don't think that, oh no, I'm young. As long as you're doing the right thing, you know what you want, you can go for it.
Yeah. And then to people that are about my age, or they are in their 30s, they are in their early 40s, it's not too late for you, my
No. It's not.
brother. You can still meet somebody that loves you. Trust
and
me.
you can still not just get whoever comes.
Not even in painful. No.
Just because I'm 40, even this person who no. No.
You can still do the right thing. You can do the right thing. Look at me. I'm in my early 40s. Like I am really thinking like, God forbid, but if anything happens and I was back on the market, guess what? I wouldn't just go for anything and anybody just because I'm desperate. And no, I wouldn't.
I agree. Yeah. So that's a good piece of advice, because a lot of people, when maybe you say 35, they start right, oh, I'm old, 36, 37, 38, 40. I'm like, oh, I'm old. Guys, there's nothing like that. It's about you having the right intentions and knowing what you want, as long as they are not unnecessary demands. Or because at this age, there's no way you can be saying, looking at certain things to say, I want something like this, something like you just need to reduce on unrealistic expectations.
And another thing that I want to throw in there, like before I lose my train of thought, at 20, at 20, that's when I got married. And guess who else was getting married at that time? My boss. My boss was how old? Was 50 years old. And she met someone online, and actually a white guy from the Netherlands, and they got married. So Yeah. So it's never too late. It's never too late. That's all I can say. And so I continue with my story. So, like I said, my parents, this was when, before my father died, because they lived in Kitwe, I lived in Lusaka. And so we went to Kitwe, I introduced him, and my mom, being an old school, uh, it was funny. This is what I was actually talking about earlier on. My mom was like, huh? You met where? You met online. And my mother called it, because my mother is not educated. Okay, so my mother called it, uh, uh, it didn't call it online. She said, this man that you met on the computer is, wants to marry you. Yeah, that was funny. It was funny. Like when it happened, it was so funny. And this guy was so serious. Like, they started doing the negotiations. And at this point, like, he did not know anybody in Zambia. So what I did is like, my cousin was going out with this other white guy who had, like, who lived in Zambia, was basically Zambian, but he had British descent. So I introduced the two, and, like, so he acted like the father to my, my then boyfriends, internet boyfriends. And so, yeah, they talked, and my parents came in, and they were talking, and then they said, okay, this is it, we want us to get married. And yeah, that's how, like, we got married from Lusaka. So this time we are in Kitwe now to visit my parents, because my husband wanted to meet my parents. So he met my parents, and then a few days later we went back to Lusaka. And remember, he had been saying, or we had been discussing, that we are going to get married 6 months down the road. That's where we were planning to get married. But guess when we actually got married? 9 days after he arrived in Lusaka. Just 9 days. Okay, because he liked the way, what he saw. And he was like, no. Besides, there's other people, other men that you are talking to. They will come in and they will soup you.
And they'll get you from me.
Yeah, they'll soup you off the
They'll
your
steal.
feet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There's
So
somebody who knew what he wanted. Yeah.
he knew exactly what he wanted. And, like, as we were driving back from, I guess, where we went, like, remember we were doing the Zambian tour. And
Yeah.
so he was like, no, I can go without my NAS getting married. Let's go get married. What do we have to do in order for us to go get married? I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay. I have never
Mhm.
been married. Therefore, we are going to find out together. So
Yes.
on Monday, we went to the Civic Center and we found
Mhm.
out that, basically, we found out that actually what they do is, when the people register to get married at the Civic Center, they
Mhm.
have to put them on the notice board or whatever, because, like, they just don't want people to come and claim that, oh no, you are
Oh,
married
this
to
is my
your.
husband. Like the way it has been happening of late. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
exactly.
Mhm.
But as they said, there is an exception to every rule. There
Okay.
is
Yeah.
also an express thing that you can do where you pay a lot more money. And then, yeah, so that's exactly what we did. We went for
Wow.
with the express provision, and we
Mhm.
paid extra And then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so they gave us a date that you can get married on such and
Yeah.
such a day, and that's how we got married.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
and,
that's just a wow. Yeah.
yeah, and remember, at this point, this is the reason why I showed you this ring, because
Mm-hmm.
we didn't even have rings.
That's not right. There was no time for ring
There was
shopping.
no time to buy rings. So
Wow.
what happened after we got married?
Mm-hmm.
Then we went and bought us like some wedding bands.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah, just the wedding band. And so he said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like in Canada, there is this place, place where they sell
Yeah.
like beautiful, beautiful rings.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do is when I get back to Canada, I'll just buy you a ring from there. But in the meantime, here, let's just wear these wedding bands. And that's,
Oh wow. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Just
yeah,
wow. Like it's so inspiring because sometimes people say, no, it's too early. You don't know this person. How
yeah.
do you know? So how were you sure that is the right person? How were you so sure that you could marry somebody you just met like basically 4 months ago? Yeah.
I know. That is a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because sometimes for you to know anybody, you have
Mm-hmm.
to see how they interact with their family, their friends. Are they good? Are they polite? Are they? I had none of that. As a
Yes.
matter of fact, what happens the day we were getting married, there's this one workmate. Like we were really good friends with my
Yeah.
workmate, this workmate of mine. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like he was also engaged, ready to get married. So I told him like, oh, look at me, I'm getting married today and I'm so excited. I'm here, this and that. And then
Mm-hmm.
he said, Frida, like this man that you're getting married to, because remember, this guy, the
Mm-hmm.
workmate of mine,
Mm-hmm.
actually knew my ex-boyfriend. But
Ah.
that is so nice. So you're getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Dag are getting married. I'm like, no.
No.
And
And then he's like, what time did the switch happen?
I know. I'm like, what in the what are you talking about that person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And
Yeah.
so he's like, no, this is a person that I met online. And he's like, what?
What?
And like, you know nothing about this person. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
honestly speaking, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just know his name. I
Mm-hmm.
know that he's a doctor, he's a dentist, and that's pretty much what I know about him. Is that I know, okay,
Oh my goodness, that you crossing the ocean.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he went on to say this, whatever he suggested. I would encourage all of you that are watching this video to use that, you know, just to find out more about the guy that you're dating online. So what he suggested was like, oh, okay, the least you could have done is, where he works, the name of where he works. Go and Google it.
Google. Yeah.
Yeah, to see if this place even exists.
Yes.
I went and I Googled, and
Mm-hmm.
guess what I found? That actually this place exists, but it was in a different town and it was a different doctor. I'm like,
This comes me now. Ah.
we went to the civic center, and that was
Uh-huh.
like I'm done with this, and like I am I am not going through with it. And like because he was coming from the hotel. So
Yeah.
so he came from the hotel with the taxi to the civic center, and I came from work with my printed, like I had printed out this stuff like this.
See here, you were lying to me.
Yes. So he wanted to hug me and kiss me. Like I just showed him the papers. I'm like,
Frida the researcher. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know. Frida the researcher was not much of a researcher at that time.
But
Yeah.
again, it's very good. Like the people that are doing online dating, like in the West, it's very easy for you to put in a name of somebody and you find their details.
For
Very, very,
sure.
very
For
easy.
sure.
You
For
just
sure.
put in their names, whatever, everything comes like like a book, like you're reading a book.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
in this age of social media,
it's
it's
even
even
worse.
actually gotten easier because
Easier.
all you can say,
Hmm.
if they are professionals and they don't like to be on TikTok or Facebook or whatever,
They're on LinkedIn. Yeah.
they're on LinkedIn, because that's where you find professionals. And yeah, if they are out there and they they like social media, you chances are you'll find them on TikTok or on Facebook or just stuff like that.
Hmm.
Today it's easier to find out.
Yeah.
I had no idea how I could. So what I did is I typed in the dental practice that he said he was running, and
Hmm.
that dental practice, there was a different doctor and it was in a different city. And so I went, like when I went to the civic center, I'm like, oh, okay, you lied to me. You lied to me.
Hmm.
Therefore, we are not getting married here. We are not doing it.
We are
So,
done right here. Yeah.
so he laughed. He laughed. I'm like,
You're even laughing.
am I laughing? Am I laughing? Yeah. So he explained that actually his practice does not have a website, and this this practice that I had printed out the papers for was actually in a different city, and that's a common name for a practice. Yeah.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. It actually made sense to me. It made sense to me
Hmm.
because the same name
Hmm.
of his practice,
Hmm.
you can even find it in Indola. You can find it
Oh,
anywhere. You can find
okay.
it in the UK. You can find it all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the explanation made sense to me. So
Hmm.
okay, I went ahead and we got married. And then
Yeah.
yeah, the next thing, like he was going back to Canada. I was staying in Zambia, and I remember my sisters, because I'm second from last, so I'm almost,
Almost Kasuli like. Yeah.
yeah, Kasuri. So yeah, my big sisters would look at me and like, you are brave. You signed away your life to this. Has anybody ever left you with a marriage certificate in your hands? And let me tell you something. What the marriage certificate
Okay.
from from Civic Center, it's so
Technical issues
good.
from her end.
But I mean,
We're having technical issues from her end. So I'll just greet whoever is here. If you are here, say hi. I see you are here as we wait for Frida's network to get back. So
okay, like, am I? Am I audible? Like, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Um, maybe Chile, it's your network. Hi. Hi, hi.
Yeah, guys, sorry for that. So sorry. Frida, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I don't know whatever happened. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hey,
where was
Monique, I can see you. Priscilla, I can see you. Muzo, I can see you guys. If you hear, please just say hi. We acknowledge your presence. So yeah, Frida, you can go ahead. Sorry about the break, guys. Mhm.
yeah, so my sisters were laughing at me, like, okay, what you have done is,
Hey, Sharon, nice to see you. Thank you for being here.
yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, like, he, because remember, we
Mm-hmm.
actually got married. We didn't have a ceremony or anything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he went back to
Yeah.
Canada because he was the only doctor at that practice. And so he
Yeah.
went back to Canada, and he did this thing, and the plan was for him to come back, because obviously plane tickets are not cheap. Like a
No,
return
no,
plane ticket is not cheap. We are talking
no.
over $2,000. And
Yes.
so, like, we had talked about him going back to Canada, do some work, and then he comes back, like, say, 6 months down the road. And because he knew that he left the wifey, therefore he came back 2 months down
Mm-hmm.
the road instead of 6 months. Yeah,
So
yeah.
what were you telling him? What were you telling him for him to be making some quick decisions? What were you
I
doing?
don't know. I don't know.
Eh,
maybe it's
what
my
were you doing?
maybe it's my black.
Black magic, yeah.
Yes, maybe it's my melanin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so like when he started talking about go like coming back to Zambia in 2 months, then we decided, okay, we might as well do like some ceremony where
Yeah.
people will come and they do their eating, they come do their dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I have never dreamt of myself being in a wedding dress. Actually, I did not think that I would ever do a wedding in my life. That
Yeah.
wasn't just a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what happened is the person that was helping me out to prepare,
Mm-hmm.
obviously they needed me to do the money part, the financial
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so things just snowballed out of control, like one thing led to another. before
Another.
before I know it, I was in a wedding dress. I'm like,
Look what I'm wearing. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it was a nice ceremony. People had
Mm-hmm.
fun, people enjoyed, people danced, people did whatever, and I was happy, that we paid for it. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. That's so
Okay,
interesting. That's so
yeah. So
interesting. Because some people think that, oh no, I've met my husband in a wedding dress. But I'm back. Sorry, I don't know if I think it's mine. It's
yeah,
it's
I think
it's
it's
my
yours.
network. Yeah,
I think it's
because we
yours.
are like we are outside town
Okay. Okay, so you guys, if you have any questions for me, you can ask away. I'm here. I'll answer your questions.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I just removed the Wi-Fi. I think it was because we're in the bush, guys. Tomorrow is a holiday, so we just went out somewhere. So we are in the middle of
Okay.
nowhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
please continue.
Yeah. So I was saying, like, if you guys have any questions for me, please go ahead and ask away, and I will answer some questions here.
Yes. So you can just, if you have a question, you can just type in and ask because she's been in the system for a long time. She's 20
Oh yeah.
years in my age. So she knows all the questions that you have to ask, how to, you have to present yourself and all those things and stuff. So if you have questions like how and what, whatever concerning this topic, you can just type it in. And if it's something sensitive, you can always, like I mentioned earlier, follow her page for more of this. Okay, she'll be able to explain to you. You'll be able to see how she interacts with the family, how they live, and something interesting.
Yeah.
So you get married,
Yes.
and then again, you lived in Zambia for a very long time. A lot
Yes.
of people want to get married. This is why I was saying that time to say, don't get married to someone because you want to go to a certain place or whatever.
Mm.
Because after marrying a white person, you don't expect yourself to live in Zambia
Yeah.
for, especially for a long time. So what prompted you, and how were you not excited to go to Canada?
Yeah. Okay. So after we got married, I'll be honest. I was okay, excited, like, okay, I'm gonna be relocating. And that's what I did. I relocated, I went to live in Canada, and we were there for like I was there because he's Canadian, and he was born here. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I relocated, and I was there for close to 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and life was life was good. And we just decided that, perhaps in 2011, we decided that, perhaps we explore, because we are kind of explorers. Both of us
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we went to live in Zambia. At that time, I had already bought like some properties like in Zambia. And so we went, and then we just started building, and we were just working that way. Yeah. And yeah, so we lived in Zambia. And in 2024, we decided that, okay, we have
Enough of
built up.
Zambia. Yeah.
Yeah, we have built up, we've got an income, so, let's just, and like mostly that prompted me to come back to Canada was that I've got this health condition where uh there was chances of me getting help like in Canada, like what I was getting in Zambia.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's so very interesting because people want to go and go and go, like they want to get married. Those people that want to relocate and just go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they
Because
most of
again,
the people,
if
yeah.
you ask me, and I had to be honestly, I would say I I am glad that I lived the best of both worlds. I lived in
Mm-hmm.
the first world. I lived in the third world. that's what they call them, like Africa, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
So I am actually, it has shaped me to be who I am. I have rubbed shoulders with people that are up here,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And then I have rubbed shoulders with people that are like, from the compound. So
yes,
I that has helped me to be who I am, to be humble. Like, I can afford a lot of things, but
yeah,
yeah, I am
yeah.
not, yeah, I'm not just going to flash it. Like, okay, look at me, like, I can,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't think it's necessary because
I
when you have a chance to speak to people, or when you have a chance for people to be looked up to by a lot of people, um it's okay. Sharon says, it's a question for you. How
Okay,
easy was it for his family to embrace you? Very important question, because you come from Africa.
yeah,
And that time, 2004, I remember
yeah,
Africa was not as developed as it is now. So everybody thought of Africa in a certain way. So even now, so when
yeah.
they heard that, oh, James is coming with a wife from Africa, how did you, when you met the family, how did they welcome you? How did they,
Okay. Uh I would say my situation is so fortunate. It's different from other people's experiences. I know people have experienced other things. I have experienced life differently. First of all, James is adopted, meaning that
Oh,
he doesn't have even have like a lot of biological relative,
family.
biological family. As a matter of fact, the only biological family that he knows are our kids. So I know, but at this time though, the mother, the adoptive mother, like the father was dead, and the mother was there. So it was only a surviving relative, a surviving parent, right? And
Yeah.
she grew up in those times, the Victorian times. Therefore,
Mhm.
like, she did not accept a black woman. I didn't get along with her. I didn't.
Yeah, because where people don't embrace racism. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's
yeah, Chile, it's happening again. Like, you cutting out. Like, I could barely hear you.
I don't know. Next week, I don't know what happened. Can you hear me now?
Uh, yeah, but your audio is so muffled. Like, uh, Oh, there we go. Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can see that I'm back.
Okay, okay.
Frida, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, and
Okay.
yeah. So
It's my network.
I think
I
it's your
think
name.
it's the place where yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Sharon, let me know if I've answered your question. Like I was saying, James has like a really small family. At the time that after we got married, the the only surviving parent was the mother, and he decided not to tell the mother that we were married because uh, she was going to act up. And so, like, we just waited, like, I think we informed the mother the first year anniversary. And
Wow.
boy,
Yeah.
boy, she was going crazy. Actually, my mother in law has called me a witch, you African witch.
Yeah, yeah. Those are like true stories. Yeah, not everybody embraces. That's why everybody that is looking for the other rest, you might be prepared for this. You may not be that fortunate for you to meet the family. You think that, oh, wow, welcome to a family. It's really uh like Frida is saying, they'll call you names, they'll do what? You just
Oh,
have
yeah.
to be prepared to say, you know
Yeah.
what?
But,
I'm for mm-hmm.
but you know what I found? What I found out in a relationship, yes, my my husband at the was on my side.
Yes, that's the
But
best part.
yeah, he never paid attention to any of what the mother would say. And as a matter of fact, he was like, oh, okay, you don't like my wife, deal with it. uh I'm happy, and that's that. And so yeah, that's
Yes. So when you get now when you get the opposite, the one that listens to what the mom says, then it's different. But let me
yeah.
not say that. But you guys just get prepared. If you want online dating, especially those of you that want white people, white families, it's not always easy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's not always easy. You have to be prepared. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go after it because it's about
Yeah,
you and the person that you marry.
the
And the
person
family is
that
important, right?
married to.
But there are
Yeah,
situations where you can just say, you know what, this is what I want. Mhm.
yeah. And all I can say is the best part with this rest is sometimes don't they don't mind about other people's business, other children's business. So, like, uh for example, us, we live 2 hours away, didn't meet, we didn't do anything, we didn't do things together. Like, we were like, okay, in our little corner, she was there in her little corner, and that's how we went until, like,
And
she
that
went.
it's easier. It's easier here. Like in the
Yeah.
West, it's easier. If the parents or the relatives don't like you, it's easier. You can just not go there. You can just say,
Yeah.
okay, we'll be calling you on phone. It's different when you go back home. The family
Oh, yeah.
has to approve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, my husband, like, he he talked to the mom over the phone, and like, you know how people here are so serious about, oh, Mother's Day and
yeah,
birthdays and stuff like that, of which
yes,
I am not. Like, okay, if you want to do that with your mother, that's fine, you can, yeah. So each time my topic came in, and that's where there was conflict. My husband is like, okay, if you are going to talk about my wife like that, then I don't want to talk to you. Click.
Yeah.
just like yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's been good until like
Mhm.
she died in 2018 or 2019, somewhere there. Yeah, like you know, I did not take anything to heart. I
Yeah.
hear mourn the mother. It's like that's your mother, and that's who may not be your biological mother, but she brought you up.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
yeah, if you are feeling bad for her,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
I I
Oh
didn't take
wow.
it to heart because again, my upbringing has been to be nice. Yeah, like even people
Yeah.
when they're
Yeah.
not being nice
Always.
to you, you like
Mm-hmm.
got nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful journey. You guys have 5 children. Yeah. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it's been a great 20 years.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In uh let me just tell you about like our journey. We did not start having children right away. Okay. Remember, we first met in person in 2004. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we did all the paperwork and blah blah blah. So I moved here. It was 2005. So we did not start a family right away. We I don't know what we were. I can't remember what we were waiting for, but we did.
Yeah.
So in 2008, we welcomed our first child. She's 16 years old now. And
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
like, it's so freaky. Guess when this child was born?
Mm-hmm.
This child was born on March 27th, 2008. Exactly 4 years when James and I met in person. James arrived
Wow.
in March 27th, 2004. This
Wow.
child was born on March 27th, 2008.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I
yeah.
mean, I don't know how can you I don't know how can you say that? I mean, how can you call that? I don't know.
I don't
Mind
know.
blowing, huh?
Because nothing that I did or he did uh, really, uh, uh, you know, what's the word? The word that I like, it's coming, the word is coming and then it's
And
running away.
then yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So nothing could influence, nothing that I did
Mhm.
or he did could influence that the person was born on the same date that we met. Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah.
so the second born was born in
Mhm.
2010. And this child was born on June 2nd in 2010. Guess who was born on June 2nd? My mother-in-law, the one that hated me. Yeah, the one that hated me and who I
Wow.
didn't care about. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Mm. There's a mini you. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been my
Mhm.
story. Yeah.
Wow. Very interesting. Wow. Just wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
No, that's
we have 5 kids, and the last kid we did not plan for. Uh,
mm-hmm.
this this kid just came. Like at the point that we said,
Wow.
yes, Sharon, I've got 5 kids. So Sharon said,
Yeah. She
one thing
looks she looks
about
like
five
yeah,
kids.
she looks like she doesn't have any, huh? She's got 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, Chile, you're welcome to the live stream. She says coincidences. That's divine orchestrated plan. I know it's not something that I don't know how to explain
I don't know.
it.
I don't know how to explain
Yeah.
it, but
Mm-hmm.
I just look at them as my death. Uh, let me add another one. The third child, a boy,
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
born like for this maybe it happens. Okay, so when I was pregnant with this child, I was given the EDD that this child is going to be born on May 12th,
Mm-hmm.
2012. And guess what? This child came
Mm-hmm.
right from the nose on May 12th, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So again, that's it's like, oh wow. Yeah, like how many people, how many
Whatever
men,
happens.
yeah, how many people say that? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but anyways, the fourth child was born in 2015, 2014 in December, and he was born a few minutes before midnight.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, a few minutes before midnight, and like he just wanted to be born in this part of the year.
Yeah, he do want to cry. Just help me. I'm here. Yeah, that's very nice. That's
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
and
Interesting
then to
story. Yeah.
my ladies watching this video, let me tell you something. You know
Mm-hmm.
how sometimes you guys think that, oh, okay, like from the day that you have your periods, your monthly periods,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 weeks after, then that's when
Yeah.
let's say your danger thing,
Yeah.
that's when you can be pregnant. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. And trust me now, I will tell you a true story. So what happened is, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the first two children are girls, then
Mm-hmm.
three boys. So what happened is when we had two girls, then we had two boys. We were like, James and I talked like, okay, four is a nice balance. We've got two boys and two
Yeah.
girls. Then we
Yeah.
are done. And then
Yeah.
we start, family planning. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, my like James was so good at counting, like yeah. So uh right after my period, then we'd go like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's have fun. And then so
Yeah.
then
The fan you. Yeah.
yes, then 2 weeks into, like, after my period, then it's like, oh, okay, now let's be careful, let's slow down. And that's how we did it. And we
Mm-hmm.
managed for 4 years, we managed for me not to get pregnant because
Hmm.
we did natural family planning, right? And
Yeah.
then,
Wow.
yeah, because we were like, oh, okay, this has worked for 4 years, then
Yeah.
we just going to continue doing it. And then
Yeah.
you tell me, when uh like with this fifth child,
Uh-huh.
I became pregnant 2 or 3 days after my period.
Wow.
Yes.
No, he was destined to be here. He was destined to be born.
Yeah. And
Because
you know what?
science, yeah, it doesn't work
I
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I am so thankful that we did it when we did it, just because
Yeah.
he's so much joy. He's such a joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What a beautiful story, Frida. What a beautiful story. It's so
Thank you.
beautiful. Trust me, it's very beautiful. And you have a very beautiful family too.
Thank
So
you.
now I want you to talk to the ladies a bit, just those people that want perhaps to get married to a white person, or just anybody who doesn't live in Zambia, perhaps a black person but lives elsewhere, or what advice are you gonna give them? What advice can you give them, and what should they be looking for? Um, what are the most important things they should be looking for? Yes.
Okay,
Sheila
first
says
of
she
all,
loves your spirit.
well,
Yeah,
thank you.
she's a good spirit. She's
Yeah,
bubbly. She's very, yeah. She's she's as you
thank you
see.
so
Yeah,
much. And what
yeah,
you see is what you get. Like even in
yeah.
person, I am just like this. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So the
You see
advice
why?
that I
So
have,
ladies, it's very good to have some things you can just learn. We see the reason why James could not wait for 6 months. He could not wait for because of the personality of someone, because of the way you
yes,
carry yourself. You are always inviting. Like, you
yeah,
don't want to be gloomy when you
no, no,
want when you want someone to, yeah. So you have to be, lively. You have to show some
yes,
value. You have to
yes,
show,
yes,
say, okay, this is how your life would be if you were with me.
yes.
Yeah, so
Because all I
mhm,
can tell you right now is
mhm,
this world is rotten. There's so many problems in the world. Everyone
mhm,
is with something.
mhm.
And you want to be the one that is going to give you to give another person that shot of happiness, even if it's
Yes,
just a little bit, right? You
yes,
don't want every time. Look, i I can tell you right now, I was diagnosed in 2019. My baby was only 3 weeks old. I was diagnosed with this incurable disease that I will have to do treatment for it for the rest of
mhm,
my life. But
mhm.
did that get me down? No. I'm like, okay,
No,
I am going to enjoy as soon as I leave. If
yes.
I end up in a wheelchair or I will end up bedridden, you know, let's jump that bridge when we get there. We
When we
not
get there,
we're not going to jump that bridge before we get there. So
yeah,
yeah, I refuse to be gloomy just
yeah,
because, yeah, just because uh, as long as I can smile, I can
mhm,
talk, I will do it.
mhm,
Like
mhm,
when I get to that point where I can't smile, then let's all be it. And so
yeah,
for ladies that are here that would like to take my encouragement, I'll throw it out there. You use this information how you want to use it in your life.
yeah,
Okay, so the first advice that I want to give you: know exactly what you want in your life and
mhm,
make sure you do not settle. Don't be desperate. Don't
mhm,
settle for anything other
mhm,
than what you want. If you
mhm.
want, go for it. Be focused and do that thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Again, you don't want something and then you do the opposite. If you want
Yes.
something that is this way, you act that way, you operate like that, and then you found, like, you need to be found in, you have to live it. In short, let me just
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
if you aspire for a certain type of lifestyle, you have to live it. Sure, even if it doesn't, at least show you doing that. Then you attract what you get what you are, like, mean, you attract what you want.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
don't just say, okay, now I'm 42, I'm 46. There's
Yeah.
nothing that I can do. Whoever comes my way, I'm gonna grab. Just do not settle, like Frida has said. Don't.
Yeah.
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 So, guys. Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
when you are dating, make sure you date somebody that's going to stand by you, for
Mm-hmm.
you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
No matter
Mm-hmm.
what kind.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this journey called life, there
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of things that will throw rocks and you can bricks come out, from family, from friends, from whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
because like he has received, maybe not from family, like the story that I told you about the mother, and
Yeah.
is just one thing that he received from family, from the mother,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
he
Right.
also
Mm-hmm.
got things like, oh, okay, like is this like she is just a young person, and
Mm-hmm.
like, is she not just a gold digger? Is she not going to uh yeah, but James was there and he knew exactly
Mm-hmm.
my personality and the thing that I stood for. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, no, she is not going to do that to me because she's
Mm-hmm.
a nice person. So make sure you find, or you even improve yourself, you develop yourself to a point where somebody will come along and say, no, she's not like that. You can talk
Mm-hmm.
about your bad all you want, but
Mm-hmm.
she's not like that. So it's all personal development. You
Yeah.
have to, yeah, you have to be that person.
Yeah. Especially those of you that want to marry white people, you need to learn about their culture. You need to learn about how they I'll talk about issues. You don't want to get the Zambian vibe. Okay, I don't know how you can say that, Frida, to say it right, because you cannot just communicate anyhow and they'll be glued to your discussion or communication. There's a way you have to talk to these people for you to get for them to get attracted to you. Okay.
Yes. Okay, honestly speaking, the way we talk and carry ourselves may be different from the way these people carry themselves
Yeah.
in. Okay,
Yes.
you could say maybe you are, this is what you learned at school, and this
Yeah.
is not throwing shade or looking down on whatever, but just some polite, okay, let me use this word,
Etiquette.
etiquette.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Etiquette. You have to say please, thank you, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, don't come
Mm-hmm.
out like you are demanding. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I told you to buy me a chocolate. Where's my
Eh.
chocolate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't,
No.
don't. Yeah,
Nah.
don't do
Yeah. Yeah.
that.
Because I witnessed
Take a bite.
somebody was trying to get this certain type of interaction we do when you like someone. That's a thing which is not nice. I don't like it in Zambia. And then I saw it here. I'm like, huh? And then the person who was receiving the statement was like, I said, you know what? You need to learn these things. Etiquette.
Yes.
Yeah.
So etiquette. Etiquette
Yeah.
is so important.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Uh, and I am not saying that you go buy some expensive thing. Like when
Mm.
even
Mm-mm.
when you set up your profile, like like online, when you are online
Mm-hmm.
dating.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband, I was so clear on the
Mm-hmm.
things I wanted. For example, I
Mm-hmm.
set up my profile where I was like, okay, this is the kind of person that I want to meet, and
Mm-hmm.
a person that's not going to take advantage of my goodness. I am a good
Mm-hmm.
person. Like,
Yeah.
you really have to sell yourself. Okay,
Yes.
like, and
And
I'm not.
sometimes the first impression is really very important. So if you
Oh
set up a profile and then you're in a certain position or you're wearing certain type of whatever cleavage showing and stuff, and then you come back complaining to say, oh, uh,
then
I'm
then
only.
another thing that I want to emphasize, I can't
Yeah.
emphasize on this enough.
Mm-hmm.
There is this thing actually that they believe in Zambia, that a woman that smokes cigarettes
Mm-hmm.
is a
Mm-hmm.
lassie. Don't
Mm.
do that. Please don't do that. Don't.
No, and then again, be yourself. You don't have to impress to say to be who you are not, and then you are
Yeah,
communicating in a certain way. You even change the way you speak because you lose it. Just
yeah,
maintain yourself, be yourself. The most important thing is etiquette. If you know etiquette, nothing. Be yourself. Be you. Like if you like this, you like this. If you don't like this, you don't like this. Be
yeah,
respectful. That's all I can say.
yeah.
Respect yourself, respect your body, respect, don't show too much. No, just be, just be modest, just be, like she said, etiquette just answers all the questions. If you want to
Yes,
attract the right person, you have to be sure that you are the right person yourself.
yeah. And another thing that I would like to speak to you guys about, uh, like, for this, it's everywhere. Even like the conventional dating, where you meet someone at the grocery store, you meet someone, you really have to carry yourself like it would be like a certain way. Uh,
Mm,
seen a lot of Zambian people, our women, beautiful girls that are vale nenga panankani. No, let
mhm.
something, because abantu, the people that are looking at you and would be attracted to you, those are people that will just use you and go
The
because they
wrong
just
people, yeah. They would be like, wow, I would love to have a taste of that.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You are there, you are showing your, yeah, like too much skin, you are not respecting yourself. Guess what? Definitely you will attract some people, but what kind of man would want to throw you at the house, give you a house, and like take care of this house, a home? Not too many. What you are
Yes.
going to attract is some people, and they're out there. A lot of them that will want to come to you. They want to taste you because they've seen
Yes,
whatever.
they just want to be there. And then you come here crying and saying, no, this doesn't work because you
Yeah.
messed it up yourself. Just,
Oh
it
yeah.
doesn't mean that when you put yourself smiling, perhaps, just be nice, smile, just don't exaggerate things, be yourself and just be more. And I want, when people say modest, they mean that no, you're covering all your heads up to the legs.
Hey,
No,
hey.
just don't show too much. Just,
Yeah.
just make sure that your bust, if you're a lady, your bust is covered. At least, you're not showing nothing. There's always time for that. When you have this person, people will be attracted to you, will be the right people to say, okay, they won't follow how your breasts are arranged there. They won't follow how big your whatever is behind there. They'll just follow who the person is, your
Yeah.
personality, and then it starts from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Um, there's actually, I'm going to talk in particular about this thingy that I actually follow on TikTok. This woman, I'm sorry to say this, but she's homely. She is not pretty at all, but she is married to this person, the white person, that is so handsome. It's like, wow, how did you manage to pull that man? But maybe it's our personality, because these
Yeah.
people is for that are serious and they want you to be in a home. They go for personality. Sometimes they
Yeah.
don't even go like after your pretty face and your
Yeah.
shisha smoking
No.
habit, your drinking
No.
habit. No.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's you'd really
Yeah,
have
it's
to be.
about your personality. That's good. This has been so interesting, and I mean, we can go on and on and on and on.
I
I
know,
guess
I
Frida should
know.
come back. Yeah, I guess you should come back again. We talk about something else.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
will
been
definitely
Joshua.
come
I
back.
see you. Thank you,
And
Alice. I
look at
see you. Thank you for
your
coming.
viewers. They have been so nice and I really appreciate them. Thank you so much,
Don't
guys.
forget, to follow Frida. Just follow her. The name, I think I posted her link already, but if you cannot see the link, it's the Tate family. So guys, it has
Yeah,
been so nice having Frida with us. It's been over an hour. We didn't even
I
think
know.
would go this long. Yeah, but we haven't still talked about a lot. But we
Yeah,
don't want to keep it too long. Whatever we haven't spoken about, we can talk about in another live stream, but not
yes,
tonight.
yes.
yeah, you guys have to sleep, others have some stuff to do, and yeah, and so on and stuff. If you have questions, whatever you have concerning international or interracial dating, you can go straight to her because she has the knowledge, she has the experience, she's been married for 20 years. If you have questions, just feel free to go in her inbox and just get the tips, okay? Make a man marry you in 3 months, right? So you
Yeah.
have to be, yeah,
Yes.
have to be, yeah. Don't like internet is for us. It's for us. It's for everybody. It has just made our lives so easy. Don't underestimate. You never know who's watching. So when you are here, those people that have been sending me messages, no, this man. When you're up here, someone like we have been talking about, your personality shows as you open your mouth. Okay, you've been able to see Frida's personality because she's been talking. If you just see her picture, you would think of, maybe you cannot see what you can see when she opens her mouth to talk, and just, so when you come up here, you never know who's watching. Okay, you never know, and you never know who can reach out. So just be nice, be respectful, and learn etiquette. Very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Very important, because those of you that like white people like Frida, you need to learn these things. They are very particular about,
Yeah.
being grateful. They are so particular about so many things that we take for granted back home. Yeah. So yeah, and those of you that still want to marry Black people, please, the same applies. Be respectful.
Yeah.
Don't be gloomy. Like, now, what you are followers, if something happens to you, I don't know. You never know, okay? So just be nice. If you're a lady, be welcoming. Don't like, you scaring that person. Say, hey, why did I even speak to this person? Okay,
Yeah.
be welcoming and just be warm. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
just
guys,
yeah, yeah. I don't want to take up much of your time because I know
it's okay.
place where you are, but I just wanted to add on whatever you saying. So do you know that there is a way you can turn down the person without insulting them? So you don't really have to bubble your head and insult them in order for you to bring out your point across. You can turn down the person that you are not interested in like that respectfully. That's what we are going to do here, right, guys?
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Yeah, you just don't turn down somebody. Say, after all, you are not my type, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever. No, you just, just say no in a nice way. You just say, no, it was nice talking to you. I really enjoy talking. Okay, there are certain things that you can say without hurting someone's feelings. Okay, but you say bye. Yeah, so that's what Frida is saying. So, guys, it's been great talking to you. Mm,
nice talking to you guys.
I'm so happy
Bye.
you came.
We'll see you
Alice, I
next
see
time.
you. Yeah, so I have to say bye. The network has been bad, but I'm so grateful. I'm so happy managed to reach up with this far with a bad network in the bush. Frida, you have the last words to say before I say I turn on, I leave.
Yeah, that's fine. Like we can leave. We can leave. All right. Bye guys. We'll
Okay.
see you next time, okay?
Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. Those of you that were scheduled for today, let me say this before I close. Those that were scheduled today, this scheduling is, I think, taking up my time, because every time we arrange, say, oh, we're going to go live at this point, we're going to go live at this point, and then a lot of technicalities happening, the technical issues, the what is this? The load shedding, whatever is happening and wherever. So guys, I don't know what we're gonna do. If I schedule you and then you don't show up, I just move. Okay, don't think that I'm not being nice. Okay, so if you say your live stream is at this time, be ready at that time. If it's not, you say no, I can't manage, can we have at this time? Yeah, because I have my bosses. If give you a time to say let's go live this time, it means I've put aside a lot of things just to accommodate you. I'm just doing this because I enjoy doing it. Okay, it's not that I no. So let me help you and also help me as well. Okay. So whoever is scheduled for tomorrow lives, please let me know on time if you are not showing up or if you don't have power or whatever is happening. Just let me know on time, okay, so that I do what I need to do. Okay. And if you haven't reached out, if you want to come up, just send me a message so that I schedule, I do some or schedule. In America, they say schedule. So I was having a hard time everywhere I go. I'm like, hey, what's the schedule? Schedule, schedule. Now I'm used to schedule again. So, guys, nice having you today. Thank you. And see you.